Hey guys, I hope y'all are having a wonderful day today. So we're going to be checking out the new e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter today. So I'm going to start off by trying this on its own so we can see what it looks like as a standalone product. But I'm really going to be putting this to the test underneath a mattifying foundation. So we are going to be doing an oily skin wear test today. But I think if we can get a nice glow underneath a mattifying foundation, then we can also get a really nice glow by using this product on its own or with another foundation that's a bit more skin-like. So we're going to jump right into it. I'm going to give you guys a couple of comparison swatches to some similar products, and then we're going to test this out on the face. We're going to shoot for an 8-hour wear test, and then at the end of the video, I will let you guys know, especially for those of you with oily skin, if I think that you guys should give this a try. So let's jump right into it. So I have the shade 6, which is Tan Deep, and it comes in 8 different shades. So I'll pop up a picture of the entire shade range for you, and each of them retails for $14. As far as I know, you can only get this on e.l.f.'s website for right now, but I'm pretty sure eventually it'll be available wherever e.l.f. is sold. So let's start off with a couple of comparison swatches. I'm just shaking it up just because it's the first time that I'll be using this. I do really like the packaging of this too, and of course the size of it. e.l.f. is a very affordable product, so I think you're getting a really good amount of product. It is 1.6 fluid ounces. So let's start off with a swatch of this. Again, this one is the shade 6 Tan Deep. I'm assuming because this is like a liquid glow filter that it's supposed to be a relatively sheer coverage, because to me that looks like a pretty pigmented swatch right there, but we'll see how it blends out on the skin. But this is shade 6. Let me see what shade number 5 looks like. Okay, looking at shade number 5 on the website, it's too light. So this one is definitely the better shade match for me. I'm going to compare it first to the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. So I have this one in the shade 6.5 Deep, and I can tell just by looking at it in the tube that it is lighter than the e.l.f. one. I've never tried this before, but I do want to do a comparison swatch. So just in case you have this shade or a shade similar in the Charlotte Tilbury product, again, this one is shade 6.5 and this one is shade number 6 in e.l.f. So this one does look like a better shade match for me because it's a little bit lighter and also a bit more cool toned than the e.l.f. one. Okay, and I'm hoping that you guys can make out this last swatch over here. This is the Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow Makeup in the shade medium. It's just a little hard to swatch this because of the applicator, but again, if you happen to have this product, I just wanted you to be able to see the comparison. So again, this is the Maybelline 4-in-1 Perfector. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter in the shade 6.5, and this is the e.l.f. Liquid Glow, what is this called again? The e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade 6. So let's try this out on the face and see what it looks like up against my bare skin. Okay, so this doe foot will definitely allow us to pick up a whole lot of product. I'm going to start out with just one swipe just to see like how much coverage we get with that and how pigmented it is. And I always blend everything out on my cheeks first, so I can definitely see the glow like right away. And this is a pretty good shade match. So because it's only 8 shades, they're meant to be kind of like universal. So as expected, it is pretty much a sheer coverage. It's not like a foundation or even like a skin tint. It's really just to kind of like give your skin a glow, but not like a whole lot of coverage at all. So I think I am going to build it up a little bit just so we can see what that looks like, but I do think that I'm getting much more of a glow on this side of the face compared to over here where I only have my skincare. So I'm definitely seeing a glow for sure. Okay, let me put on some over here and then I will go back and build it up. So far it is looking like something that I would wear on its own, but because I have oily skin, I don't know if I would wear it all over, probably just on like the high points of my face, and we can also test that out on top of our mattifying foundation. But It doesn't look super like oily or like too glowy, I don't think. Like, I feel like my forehead looks a little bit shiny, but nothing, you know, crazy right now. It is doing what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to give your skin a really nice healthy glow. I was gonna build it up, but looking at it, I think that maybe I should just stop right here, especially because I am gonna put on a little bit more on the high points of my face on top of the mattifying foundation. So this is what it looks like on its own. Let me know what y'all think. I like it. It's definitely doing what it's supposed to be doing, and it blends out really nicely, and I do think it gives my skin like a nice glow. So if you have normal to drier skin, you might like this a little bit better than people with oily skin, but even with oily skin, I think it looks okay. So let's try this out underneath a mattifying foundation, and let's see if we still get that glow underneath the foundation. So today I'm going to be using the Too Faced Born This Way matte foundation. I haven't worn this in forever, but it is one of my favorite matte finish foundations. That pump was hard to come out because it was like a little bit of dried up foundation on top of it. So, and I'll do a side-by-side comparison before I put foundation on the other side. Okay, so this is what it looks like underneath a mattifying foundation compared to the product on its own over here. I'm gonna let this side sit for like a minute just to give the foundation some time to like really set into a matte finish so we can see a side-by-side comparison. Okay, my foundation has been sitting, it's been more like 2 minutes, so the foundation is definitely nice and set. So this is what it looks like underneath a mattified foundation that's like really nice and set, and I love it. I think it looks so pretty over here. I'm still seeing a really nice glow in certain areas of my face, to the point where I don't know if I want to put more of this on top of the foundation. I was going to do a little bit more on the high points of my cheek. I'll see what it looks like after I do the rest of my makeup, but I think it looks really pretty underneath the foundation on this side. So I'm going to put some foundation over here as well, just so that we can see like the finished look of that. Oh goodness, I just got foundation everywhere. Okay, so this is what my foundation looks like all blended out, and I think you guys can tell the difference because this one is freshly applied. So this one is looking like a little bit more mattified. So over here, I think you can tell a little bit better now that I'm getting that glow kind of like underneath a set foundation, whereas over here, I'm still getting the glow, but just a little bit more because the foundation hasn't fully set yet. So I am going to put on my concealer, and then we'll be able to see what the entire face looks like after it's been sitting for about 5 or 10 minutes. Okay, I have my concealer on like in the center of my face, and I set just the under eye area. So I do feel like the glow is calming down, like the more and more that it's sitting on my face. It's not going away, but it's just not as glowy as it was when I first applied it, but I think it's still noticeable. I think it's looking a bit more natural as time goes on. So I think I will put on just a little bit more on my cheeks, just so that we can see what that looks like. So let's quickly put on some bronzer and some blush so that we can put some of this on top of the foundation, and that'll also give us another way of like testing the product out. So I'm going to quickly apply my bronzer and my blush. I'm going to put some of this on top of the foundation before I put on the blush. I think I'm going to do this, then set the face, and then do the blush because the blush is powder. So I'm going to pick up a little bit more of this. I'm going to like swipe off the excess product and apply a little bit more of this on the high points of the cheek. And let's do just a little bit down the center of the nose, just so that we can really test the product out. And then I'm just going to kind of tap it in place to blend it out. So what's really nice about this, I wish I had gotten a couple of different colors in this, because this particular color will be good for like a natural glow on my skin tone. But now I wish I had gotten maybe a lighter color to test it out as a liquid highlighter. So what do you guys think? Do you think that it gives more of a glow like on top of the foundation? I like it because I think that I can see the glow, I can see the dew that it's giving me, but it still looks very skin-like because it's the same shade as my skin tone. Let's build it up a little bit just so we can see what that looks like. And it does blend out really nicely on top of this foundation too. Like even with this being set to a matte finish, it's blending out just fine on top of the foundation. So yeah, I like the way that it builds up. Now, if you're looking for something that's more so like a liquid highlighter, I think you can use this product like that. You're just gonna have to get a shade that's a little bit lighter than your skin tone. But if you want something that's gonna give you a natural glow, then definitely get the one that's closest to your skin tone. And just remember, they're pretty sheer, which is why there's only 8 shades. So I really like that. I like how it's giving me that kind of like that dew, but it's not like overly dewy, not sparkly at all. It's just a nice healthy glow. So I'm gonna put on a little bit of blush, and then we'll set the face, and then we can see like what the glow looks like under some setting powder. I usually don't set mattifying foundations, but I'm going to do that today for the sake of trying this out underneath the setting powder as well. So I'm using my Kosas powder in the shade Pillowy. So as expected, when you put powder on top of it, I mean, obviously it's just going to mattify just a little bit, but I think the glow is still coming through really, really nicely. So I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup with some lipstick. I'll come back, I'll show y'all my finished look, and then we will start our wear test. Okay, so here's the look for today. So I am really liking this stuff so far. So first impression, so far so good. So let's do a wear test. We're going to shoot for 8 hours so we can see just what the glow looks like after that amount of time, especially for those of us who have oily skin. So it is a little after 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so I will see y'all a little bit later. I will be doing 1 or 2 check-ins during the day, and then I'll come back after about 8 hours and I will give y'all my final thoughts. Okay guys, I am back, and unfortunately I was not able to do a halfway mark check-in for today. My schedule just got a little bit more hectic than I was expecting, so I do apologize. So it is almost 10 o'clock, so this is the end of the wear test. So we did basically an 8-hour wear test for today, and this is what we are looking like. So I am definitely more shiny than I would like to be, so we are going to quickly refresh the makeup so that we can see what it looks like. But I feel like for the way that this wore on my oily skin, I don't look like overly like super duper shiny. Like I definitely want to blot, but I was expecting to be like really shiny because this is like a glowy type of product on oily skin. So not a horrible wear test, but let's quickly refresh the makeup, because had I done a halfway mark check-in at about 4 hours in, I would have refreshed it at that time, and it definitely would have worn better than this. So just keep in mind that I haven't touched the makeup in about 8 hours. So I'm just going to take a clean tissue, and I'm just going to blot primarily in my T-zone area, and perhaps I'll put on some more powder. Let me see what it looks like. Oh, these little marks on the sides of my nose, that's from my glasses. But let's see what my face looks like just with blotting off the excess oil, because remember, I am wearing a mattifying foundation, which I typically would not set with a powder. So yeah, so as expected, that helps the makeup look a lot better. So I do think it looks a lot more like I kind of just put it on. So I would say overall, my final thoughts on this, I did really like it. I am going to try to wear this again. I don't think that I would wear it on its own, because before I put the foundation on, I just thought it was just a little bit too glowy for my liking. But I do want to try this in another color though, just to try it. It's kind of like a spot highlighter. I don't really wear highlighter like that, but I'm just interested to see how other shades look. But for this particular shade, if you're looking to get a shade that's more your skin tone to give yourself like a natural like filter glow, I do really like this. I think that even if you have oily skin, you should definitely try it out. And like I said earlier, for those of you who have normal to dry skin, these types of products are usually better suited for those skin types. But even for oily skin, I don't think it wore that bad at all. So let me know what you guys thought in the comments, and I really hope that you found this video helpful. If you did, please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel before you head out, and I will see y'all back here for my next one. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.